This is episode 7 of America's Backyard Gold, where me, a geologist, and Nick, a Marine, reacts to watching the episode.
These intros are getting worse and worse. Wait, is this the one that was labeled as episode 7 or the one that was unlabeled?
This is labeled, yeah. It's weird in the DVR or whatever, or on Xfinity here, it's labeled all wrong.
No, okay.
Well, no, this one's not labeled. Pretty sure it's episode 7, though.
Yeah, we might be reacting to nothing. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll find out.
Be quite the genuine reaction there when we realize we wasted our time.
What is this? But
Schmizmar.
Snoo.
Guess how many fingers I'm holding up?
All of them.
All right, let's go.
Wait, where is it? Does this say the dangerous wildlife in here?
It says Rocky Mountain Nugget Fever, so Montana?
Dangerous wildlife, Nick.
Dangerous wildlife.
Avoid the dangerous wildlife.
Still dealing with this.
Or domesticated life.
I've got like 4 doctor's appointments tomorrow, too. It's gonna suck.
Is it all just for your hand, too?
Yes.
Well, okay, we should probably dig into the episode here so people don't get bored with the intro and are like, God, what are we watching?
Yeah, I know. This is because your face is funny looking. All right.
Oh,
yeah, I called it. Woo!
Big sky.
What are you digging here?
Oh, I was digging into the bank there and turning my detector on, and every once in a while you'll find nuggets in there along.
Oh, okay.
Every once in a while.
See if there's anything in there.
Sounds pretty good.
Come on, beat some gold. Wow, look at that one.
Damn.
Almost an ounce and a half. Dang.
Missed it.
You want to sell the claim?
Did he just pull it out of the ground?
Okay.
I don't know. Like, we just kind of... Yeah, look, ounce and a half, okay?
I literally just turned away, and I'm like, what,
it's one
ounce
of
and a
those,
half?
you know how they do with these episodes where they'll do, like, kind of an intro thing?
Yeah, okay.
And then they'll, like, go to the whole show, and then they'll show you everything. I think it's that.
Yeah.
Gold is everywhere.
Gold is everywhere.
There's an estimated $3 trillion still undiscovered in America. Woo. And I want to help you find it. California gold, baby! All you need is basic equipment.
You can get started with $15.
And the skill to decode the land.
That's a spot right there.
I'm Dave Turn. For the past 14 years, I've mined
just
millions of
fast
dollars
forward
of
through
gold.
this
Yeah!
Ah.
Now, I want to show you.
Like,
Oh,
fast
this?
forward through these intros, like...
Well, what's going to happen is, I mean, now we're going to talk about it, but you're going to fast forward way too far, then have to backtrack it 16 times.
Where and how.
I've seen it all now. Vacuum cleaner.
Everyday people are catching it.
That's insane.
So that you
That's
can be
insane.
the next one to hit it big.
Boom, baby.
Right here in America's backyard.
Mine. I could live there.
They call this
Big sky country.
because you can see 360 degrees of beautiful terrain.
I'm in what was once known as Idaho territory, made up of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. This massive territory was claimed by Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War because of its legendary gold. People walked along streams and were able to pick up nuggets.
Yeah.
But that was over 150 years ago. There's still plenty of gold left out here.
If you know where and how to find it. Starting in the 1860s and over the next century, fortune hunters pulled out over 26 million ounces of gold. That's over $50 billion in today's money.
Bless it.
Incredibly, there's still another estimated $50 billion worth of gold in this territory.
Hey, Matt.
I've mined here before. It's a brutal
Matt.
place. The environment.
What's that?
So, when they do those estimates, how are they getting those numbers? Because I think I have $100 billion worth of gold underneath my house right now. Like, I can just make shit up too.
A good bit of it could be based. I don't know, because they'll give those estimates. They gave those estimates to some other states as well.
Yeah,
I'm not
they keep doing
100%
it.
sure, but yeah, they do have estimates like that. It's kind of, I think, like somewhat based off of what has been pulled out. And then, like, they know certain mines that once were in production and are no longer, like, they had, like, stated reserves probably. Like they know this much is there at certain mines that may no longer be in operation, and that could then be extrapolated out through all the different ones that may be like that. Something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure, though.
Okay. I know if there's like one universally like
geologists who are far better at estimating that type of stuff are probably the ones doing it, who are big into the economic geology and like, yeah.
Well, I mean, so where we're going this weekend, like
There's
we came
no
up
estimate to shit.
well, I was gonna say we came up with an estimate, but it was based off of like what we found in a couple different spots.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can do like a rough estimate of placer type stuff of what's in the valley. So like of all your samples up and down the creek with the dredge over a given amount of time with this much material, average them all together and then extrapolate it out across the entire floodplain. And I don't know, maybe I've never had a chance to actually vet that.
Well, yeah, because it would probably take us 1,000 years to figure that one out just in the spot, that section we're at.
We'd have to bring an excavator in.
Yeah.
But for hard rock stuff, a lot of that should be like they did tons of drill cores. They had all these vein intercepts at these percentages, and then they can extrapolate out what should be there, but it may not, it was never mined.
Okay.
Prices at the time dipped, they closed the mine, but it's still there. Stuff like that, possibly. That's my guess.
Okay.
Not 100% sure on that.
All right. So probably a little more scientific than yours and my estimate of where we're
Probably.
going. Okay.
Yeah, because they actually have hard drill core samples, probably for some of it. Others, I don't know. They could be going off. Some of it could be like if they caught this much and their average percent loss was this much and there's still this much left there that they literally lost, and then you add in the other things. Like, could be a conglomeration of different methods.
All right.
Another $50 billion worth, I'll take it.
That's fine. Low end estimate, $20 billion. Okay.
Oh, man.
If I have to.
Environment's tough, so you got to really know what you're doing. But I'm going to show you how to give yourself an edge by doing your homework and thinking outside the box. My first stop is 12 miles east of Elk City in modern-day Idaho.
Nice.
Where I tracked down Rob McGuire.
Good morning.
I know that name.
A former lands.
I know that name from, I'm pretty sure he's around on Facebook a good bit.
Okay. Like the guys we were hanging out with, or?
Huh?
Like the guys we were hanging out with up there, or what?
No, not when we were in Idaho, no. I'm pretty sure I've seen the name around on Facebook.
Okay. How far are we from wherever they just said? Oh.
Not incredibly far, but also given how the roads and area is, still decently far.
Like a couple hours or something?
Couple hours, yeah.
Okay.
I think Elk City's like, if memory serves me, like it is a one-way road in, and it's literally the town at the end of the road in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. A frog and a log and a bump and a hole in the middle and the bottom of the sea or whatever that is. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Extreme prospector.
Extreme.
Rob's a great example of how simple online research can identify a remote piece of ground with potential to pay out big.
Why'd you choose this place right here?
Right up above, there was a lode mine staked in 1910.
So anything coming out of that lode mine's going straight into this creek and down.
Wash them straight into the claim, hopefully. At least that's the plan.
Makes sense. All right, let's grab a couple pans, a couple shovels.
I don't even like showing maps like that because there was enough probably landmarks on that topo map that you could probably figure out where he was just pointing. But he might not. For the show, it might have just been staged that we're going to like point to a valley here too. So.
That's a good point too. But they also said something about a claim, which some of the land is claimed.
Yes. So yeah, there may be a claim there, but then you could.
We do know a little bit about Idaho, at least.
Slightly.
Yeah.
I've been to like 3 areas in Idaho, yeah.
Yeah, but you probably don't want to get caught on somebody else's land.
No, you don't do that. But I'm just saying, like, I just don't like showing maps because a lot of times it can be traced back. But then again, like I said, it could just be, okay, we're just going to show a map and you point here and blah, blah, blah.
That was actually a map of Texas.
Yeah, Alabama.
Go find some gold. Rob's strategy of identifying creeks and rivers that run through areas of known hard rock mining is on the money.
I do the same thing.
Most gold is found in rock deposits underground, in what we call hard rock or lode mines. Over millions of years, that gold deposit erodes into waterways and creeks, which then settles on rocky beds and is known as placer gold.
Could be. No one's been
Matt.
down here since 1930s, 1940s.
Matt.
I think it's
Yes,
just the remoteness of it. Turns people off, which is what gets me.
Yeah, my internet's going real slow. Did you see any lag in there or what?
Yeah, I don't know if you lagged or you just stopped.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty much if you see that, just go ahead and pause it real quick.
I'm not watching you, Nick.
Watch me. Love me. Look at this
No.
face. Did you like that infographic a little more than some of the other
Yeah,
ones?
I mean, it was fine. It wasn't great. Whatever.
Mr. Picky.
Yeah, he's on point with, though, his prospecting method there. I mean, I do the same thing. And I think what a lot of people I guess for the Southeast, or what I'm particularly talking about, is like certain mines will be listed as hard rock and certain ones are listed as placer. So people will assume that, like, oh, there's not going to be any placer around the hard rock mine. But, like, every mine that I've ever looked at on LiDAR or other things, I've seen evidence of placer mining.
Okay.
Regardless of if they only say it was hard rock, I see evidence of placer mine. Like, they did it all at every single site, pretty much.
Okay, and I 100% know what you're talking about, but for that viewer out there that doesn't remember the difference between placer and hard rock.
Placer is where the gold is free in the creek, and hard rock's where it's actually locked up in some sort of vein system, whether it be quartz or something else.
And it's that erosion there that pulls the gold out, essentially, just wears everything else away.
Pretty much, yeah. Every gold mine within the Southeast, from what I've seen, has a component of both.
Okay. Is that because they're looking for the hard rock, so they start finding...
A lot of times they found it via the placer.
It's like more concentrated amounts or something of placer, and they're like, let's try hard rock in here, or what?
It's usually a lot of times they'd be placering up the creek, and they'd come across the vein, and then they'd start digging on the vein.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times. Different circumstances, different places, though, but yeah.
Well, let's do that this weekend, okay.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Excited. There's probably still good gold left there if no one else is willing to get it.
I mean, on LiDAR, you can literally see the method. You'll see the placer mining going up the creek, and then the placer mining will stop, and then you'll see these pits going up the side of the hill, and then shafts sunk in.
Okay.
Like, it's literally, they plastered, found the vein, traced the vein up the sides of the hills, and then sunk shafts in on it, or added into the side, stuff like that. Like, you can, like, see the progression on LiDAR in places. It's pretty cool.
Nerd!
Pretty much.
This is about as wild as you can get. It's tough walking. There are yellow jackets, cougars in the area, there's bears. So
Cougars, I'll take cougars. Yeah.
Take care of each other.
Watch out for the hole. Oh, yeah.
That's me.
There's a hole right there.
I hate walking through the woods and my foot falls into the ground into a hole. I usually will just start running.
Why?
Because there's a good chance there's a friggin' yellow jacket nest that I just fell into. You never had that happen where you're walking along and you're just like crunch and you're like falling down a couple inches?
I've been lucky.
And I was like, run. Yeah, I do not like that feeling. I'm always on edge as soon as it happens. I'm like, oh shit.
If I step in something like that, I just fall down.
That too. And then they're like, swarm! Pretty much.
There's the creek.
Prospecting is the term for testing the ground for gold. Based on his research, Rob's prospecting a creek that should carry that placer gold.
I'm gonna just pull a sample.
All right, let's do
See
it.
what we got. Choose your weapon.
Starting at just $10 each, a pan is the cheapest and easiest way to test for gold. Take dirt from the creek bed, wash it using a swirling motion, and let the lighter material wash back out into the stream.
Dang it, you son of a gun.
If there's gold there, it will stay in the bottom of the pan.
Why do you come out here?
Check for ticks.
Basically, there's not much gold in Ohio, and I know that there's gold out here in the West Coast.
Rob's homework is already paid off. He's staked 40 acres of claims, and he's banked almost $10,000 of gold. But it takes determination.
I'm not finding anything, Rob.
I ain't seeing hardly anything anyway. Not a speck in that one at all.
I will say out west is different for what I was saying with the southeast, where in the southeast, like almost every hard rock mine is placer and vice versa. Out west, that's not necessarily true.
Why is that?
Because I know in Colorado and other places, there will be ones that are like specifically hard rock, and there's almost no associated placer. Why is that exactly true? I'm not 100% sure, because you think there would be, just given erosion and everything.
Would it be like a geological indicator that made them decide, like, hey, let's just spend a lot of money drilling a hole in the ground?
In Colorado, there's literally hard rock mines that pulled out tons of gold, yet down in some of the creeks near them and stuff, there won't be really anything.
Oh, okay. Well, it's because the Rocky Mountains are relatively young compared to like the Appalachians. Blue Ridge, whatever you call them.
I don't think that would be it, because I mean, obviously the creeks eroded through it.
Okay. Is there gold in the Grand Canyon?
No, most of that's all sedimentary layers. That's why when you look at the Grand Canyon stuff, you see all the nice like horizontal layers. Now, is there gold in I think there might be some placer gold that's been washed in from other areas very far away, but not like, at least not that I know of. Like, once again, I'm not familiar with that particular area and circumstances of things.
Useless.
But as far as I know, it's hard rock stuff in the Grand Canyon, no. But now why that is exactly without west in certain areas, I'm not really sure why there'll be some major hard rock mines within very little placer. Could be the climate in a lot of places. It hasn't broken stuff down. I'm not really sure.
So what they do is just start digging holes and hope for the best? Like, it's not easy today to find gold, but it's also easier because you can research it, you can look it up, and you can, like, you can find evidence and then go off of that. But to find something new and untouched, that's got to be tough as hell.
It still happens. New and untouched stuff still definitely happens, even on the East Coast. And definitely out west, where you have these vast expanses of land and stuff. They're doing, I mean, big companies, big gold exploration companies are doing exploration all the time out west in various areas, including Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, all those places.
I'm happy you can name some of those states out there.
Pretty much. Yeah, but I can't really give a good answer on like why there'll be certain hard rock districts that have almost no placer components. I haven't done enough research into it. Like, I've kind of like thought about it and be like, that's kind of weird, but I've never really like tried to look into why. So if somebody watches this and knows, I'd actually be interested. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Like, you would think if there was a gold vein in this hill and this creek eroded the valley, there'd be gold in the creek. If there was gold in the vein up there, but sometimes it doesn't happen. I'm not sure why. So. Onward.
Here's a man out prospecting in the middle of nowhere. Most people would be scared, not him.
Keep looking, keep prospecting.
That's inspiring to me because he's got a purpose in life. My hat's off to him.
I do think the miners came down through here, the old miners, and they worked it pretty good. I just have to go through and find the spots they missed.
You got to think smart. Almost put yourself in their position.
Oh, wow, they took out a big section right there, didn't they?
They dug right under this bank. Very interesting. So if they were doing this kind of work, there's gold here, because they wouldn't do that without finding gold.
Can't tell what they're looking at, but I don't.
It's a
I doubt
bear.
they call
It's
it diggings. It's probably just erosion from the creek into the bank.
That's a bear den.
I can't really tell what all is going on around it because of the
Let's
vegetation.
check this out, Rob.
That's your rust layer, right?
That's your rust. That's your iron staining.
Like gold, iron minerals are heavy. Where they go, gold should go too.
Prospecting is taking all the evidence, taking all the clues, and trying to, figure everything out. Where's the gold? Is it on this side, this side? You're not just looking for gold, you're looking for the clues. Where's the gold living? Because that's where we got to mine.
Getting the indicators we're looking for. Let's hope this pan's got more gold in it.
Hey, Rob, that's a better piece of gold right there.
Oh, wow, that was a nice looking pan there.
That's what we're talking about right there. So, heck yeah, man. Yeah, heck yeah.
If you want to get out of the rat race, you can easily run a cheap operation out here and live off the gold like Rob is finding.
Yeah, Nick, when are you going to do that?
Yeah.
When are you going to do that?
My digging hand works really well right now.
You're supposed to buy some property out there in Idaho and then live there.
I mean, I don't even think I can get this around a shovel handle right now, and there's definitely no strength in it.
You better start, because you better start shoveling my tailings next week.
Shh, okay. Better bring in the mini excavator.
But first, you'll have to claim it.
I think the best thing to do would be put a stake in it so I have the claim in my name.
Throw a stake in the ground.
Whoops.
Let's do it.
All right.
To stake a claim, you must mark the four corners of a 20-acre area and place your claim form in a prominent spot. It's a process that hasn't changed in 160 years.
Okay. Just slide her up in here and tuck her down.
Once Rob pays the $260 fee, he'll have sole permission to mine this creek and keep all the gold he finds.
This is actually the first claim that I've staked in the United States.
Well, I'm glad to be part of it.
Cool.
Thanks for being a part of it.
You betcha,
helping me.
man. That was fun.
It was.
All right, let's get out of here.
You
All
Nick,
right, let's
you just
do
be
the
going out
adventure.
staking your own claims and stuff.
I can put trash in trees.
I mean, I'd probably put that in a plastic baggie or
I was
something.
gonna say, like, I don't know,
Nail, maybe
duct
a nail
tape
in
it,
but
something.
something a little more permanent, so the woodpecker
Prominent
doesn't
place.
fly off with it.
Yeah. Whatever.
I mean, it's crazy that they go out like and stake a claim like that. Like it, I wonder how truly accurate the corner markers and various things are. Because even with GPS is usually like what, plus or minus 20 to 40 feet.
Yeah, something like that.
So like even with that, like your corners could be substantially off.
Yeah.
And to get like a good 20 acre, like I don't know how you do it accurately. I'm sure there's people who can, but I really don't know how you go about doing that super accurately in terrain like that in the bush.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've never staked a claim, though I want to. Maybe eventually when we get up to Alaska.
Let's just do it. Just do one. Just doesn't even have to be in the right place. Just stake a claim.
I mean, I can do a ton of research, Nick. I'm good at that part. I'm good at doing
Are
the research
you?
beforehand, yeah.
Yeah, really killing it there, buddy.
I had a shit ton of places for us to go stake on Alaska claims up in Alaska.
I'm still waiting for my ounce a day.
You actually would need to go out and do something instead of just sitting there.
Read between the lines, buddy.
That was before all this. You had tons of rivers you could go on.
Yeah. Play the movie.
Back out.
Rob's very inquisitive and he's tenacious. Doesn't look like there's any give up. You know, he didn't quit when we didn't find gold. He said, let's try again. That's what it takes. If you work at it, you can go out and find gold.
Lots of pans.
I love
Can't
seeing
go off
people
one or two pans.
doing something out of the ordinary.
And you saw since you sampled the section where we go last Memorial Week and this one, you saw what some surface pan samples were. Like, okay, maybe decent, can't tell, to what some sampled dredge samples looked like. Okay, it's looking a little better, to
production
6 grams a day with a 4-inch and nuggets and stuff. Like, it doesn't always equate 1-to-1 on, like, because your pan isn't the greatest sampling device for what the dredge is doing.
Yeah, it's basically like that section we're in there. Like, if you see something chunky off of one of my shovel pans, then it's probably going to be a decent spot because I'm not good at that.
Yeah, because you can't see the fine gold. And that's something I'm interested in on this coming trip, is doing more panning myself, since you can't see that really fine gold.
Just literally physically cannot see it. You're like, look at this pan. I'm like, cool, man.
Colors in the pan. You're like, huh?
I'm like, I see 3. You're like, I see 100. I'm like, what? Like, no, you don't.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, I have new glasses now, new prescription.
Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, right now the floors are wobbly. I keep tripping on stuff like that. Still trying to adjust.
Doing your homework isn't the only way to get onto gold. Often you need a little backyard ingenuity to give you that edge.
Is there a camper up there or something? Hey, good morning. You got a nice little camp here. Hey, what do you got going?
Well, I was out in this creek, and I was trying to figure out how I could get into the cracks and get this fine stuff out of the cracks.
Yep.
I had this super soaker at home, and it was broken. And I thought I could probably use that to suck the stuff out of the cracks a little better.
Is this just a normal super sucker?
That's all it is. Okay, you got the suction already, right?
Yep.
So you need a gold trap.
Mm-hmm.
So there's your trap. PVC pieces together, piece of hose. It sucks the gravel in, it drops into the hole, and the bottom will unscrew. Drop this into your pan.
Okay.
And do a little test, see what you got.
This is a new one. Using a little Idaho ingenuity, Bob has turned this $10 toy into a clever gold trap.
And boy, you can hear it coming in there.
As the super soaker draws up the waters and material, it should pass over the closed PVC downpipe and create a vortex.
Yep. Solid
Forcing
gold
the heavier minerals,
in there,
including gold, to drop down into the trap. While the lighter material is pushed out again using the soaker mechanism.
So there's what we got.
But the question is, does it work?
There's one there, one there, and one there. That's pretty innovative.
But why not just, especially like bedrock cracks and stuff, once you have most of the material cleaned off, yes, but shovel.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand they're just testing it there, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do.
Cool. I like it. Keep on thinking, keep inventing.
Yeah.
You never know, you might make the next greatest gold catching machine. You can capture gold in many, many ways.
Why isn't he opening it in a pan too?
I don't know why y'all like pan better than ham.
He's like, go ahead and take your hat, and I'll dump it into there.
That poor hat of yours, man. Or is that the Marine's hat?
This is the Marine's hat.
Okay, I couldn't tell.
No, that other one. I mean, it's still in the Jeep right now.
That other one got holes burned in it.
Artie's been using that as a blankie.
What? Was that on the last June trip when it was just pouring down rain? You were like cooking it on the fire?
Yeah, I kept on taking it and putting the exhaust in here to warm up my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it feels so good.
She ruined it.
Yep. Oh, wow.
In a bucket, you can capture it with a super soaker. It's pretty neat.
Bob is proof that you don't need a big budget and fancy equipment to get the gold. With a bit of imagination and some spare parts, you can do it too.
Well, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Coming up,
Oh my goodness.
big gold is still out there.
It's the largest one in 100 years.
Maybe you could be the next to find it.
That's so awesome.
We have no sponsors. Yingling, if you would like to sponsor us,
Officially, unofficially, not at all sponsored by Yingling. Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
yep. Good to go. We recording. What are you doing?
Yeah, let's do this. Hurry up, man.
I want to go closer to the source of all this gold.
I'm Dave Tern, and I'm tracking down everyday people finding gold. And with a little research and out-of-the-box thinking, you too can find your next payday. I'm in the region once known as the Idaho Territory, headed to the old mining city of Butte.
You.
Yeah.
We're going to go look
Booty.
at one of Montana's largest nuggets ever found.
Meeting a modern-day nugget hunter, proving there's still incredible gold in this part of America, if you know where to find it.
In somebody's safe.
Oh my goodness.
27 ounces. Ah!
Whoa. That's got some weight to it.
Say 27.
34 years ago, Dave Stratton and his brother found this 1.5 pound nugget just 30 miles from here.
Ugh.
This is like the 5th largest nugget ever found in Montana?
I think it's the 4th largest. so-
4th largest nugget ever found.
Yeah.
65,000?
100 years.
In 100 years
Yep.
here in Montana.
Yep.
Wow. But that's great. That's incredible. How'd you feel when you found this in that sluice box?
Yeah, it was amazing. It's just a lot of fun.
Found in the
I've never
slip.
found anything that big. You think there's an opportunity for gold to be found like that still out there?
Absolutely. And there's still potential for gold to be out there.
Well, he literally
That's
just
the
did
largest
it.
nugget I've ever held. I'm proud of you for maintaining its integrity and not selling it and melting it down. That's incredible.
Yeah, don't
I'm
melt that.
surprised
Never.
it's still intact. It's a bit
Yeah,
of
why would
history.
you melt that?
So
In Montana, there's
a lot of the big nuggets from back in the heyday of mining didn't survive. They were just
Really?
melted down for raw gold.
There
was no premium on nuggets or anything back in
yeah, I
in
guess.
mining heyday. Gold was gold. It was just melted down.
Man, that sucks.
Nowadays, it holds a premium due to collectors and stuff. But, no, back in the day, most of it was just melted down. So, yeah, it's rare for large nuggets to have survived. So, yeah.
There's still an opportunity to find big nuggets and good gold. Could you imagine the water clears and you go, oh my God, and pick that thing up? Unbelievable. It's pretty awesome.
Feeling a little gold fever, I'm heading 30 miles south. I tracked down a modern-day nugget hunter who's combing the same remote Montana highlands where the Stratton brothers found their jumbo nugget.
Historically, how people made more money gold mining and capturing more gold is doing something a little bit different. If somebody's got a better idea, I want to know about it, and I'm all about that. I love it. Hey, how you doing?
Good, Dave. How are you?
I'm good. Gary, right?
Yep.
10 years ago, professional copper mine blaster Gary White staked his claim on this 20-acre parcel of land.
You do pretty good here?
Yeah, it got quite a few ounces out of here.
Nice, nice.
So mostly detecting.
Wow, those are beautiful.
And since then, he's brought in quite a haul.
There's all total here about 35 ounces.
And that all came out of just
Right.
this one claim.
Not a bad return on Gary's $2,000 detector and the $745 he paid for the claim rights.
You know, I was into metal detecting and just looking for coins and relics, and I had a guy, he showed me some pictures of the gold. I was kind of hooked on it. Yeah, it gets in your blood. You can't sleep. That's all you think about. Every once in a while, you'll get a surprise and there'll be a big nugget laying in there.
Oh my. Wow, look at that one. You found that
Yes,
one in
that's
this
the
gulch,
excerpt
huh?
from the
Yeah.
beginning.
How big is that?
44 grams, almost an ounce and a half.
Almost an ounce and a half. Dang. That's a
Matt!
beauty. Can
I
you show
want
me the
it.
gulch?
I
Yeah.
want one.
Well, I'll grab a bucket and a shovel. I'll be the mule. You be the smart guy, okay?
Okay.
You just tell me where to go.
All right.
All right.
Gary has identified dried up waterways where the hard to find gold could be. So, when you're out prospecting, it's not just active waterways you should be looking at.
So, Gary, is this stream bed always dry?
Well, I've only seen water run in it twice in the last 12 years, and we had a flood that come down through here, a lot of rain a few weeks ago. But all that material was from that flash flood.
No
that was
way.
Pushed out of that draw.
And it came out like that?
Yeah, it dropped it off right there.
I was going to ask you who moved that dirt.
Yeah.
That was done.
Yeah.
Huh.
Powerful flash floods expose ancient bedrock, releasing new gold, washing it down the valley, and dropping it into streams and rivers like Gary's claim. Now dried, these waterways are the perfect place for us to target.
I got about 11 grams just detecting the crick up.
Wow, that's crazy. You're just going underneath here?
Yeah, I'm just kind of working that bank and then
Can't
turning
tell
my
what
detector
detector
on.
he's
And
running. It kind of looks like,
So you got.
He said 2,000.
huh?
He
Well,
said-
was, you said originally. It looks like a GPX, maybe 6,000, which is basically like $6,000.
It looks like the gold just stops right on top of this clay layer.
The mine lab names almost indicate what price you're going to pay for them. The GPX 6,000 is about 6,000. The GPZ 7,000 is about 7,000.
Gotcha.
The GPX 5,000 when it came out was around 5,000.
So most of your nuggets are going to stay right on top of here, huh?
Clay is so densely packed that gold can't penetrate it. So when you're looking for gold, right above the clay layer is a good place to start.
So this is all loose. See how loose this is? The gold will settle down through here, and then it hits this clay, and it won't go down any deeper. See if there's anything in there. Gary, what are you listening for?
I'm just listening for a sharp woohoo signal.
And so it sends radio waves down, bounces
Yep.
off, and then it comes back up, and you capture that. It
Right.
comes back up.
Anything metal sends back a signal, including gold.
There you go.
There it is.
Sounds pretty good.
Come on. Speak some gold.
Little gold nugget. Little tiny guy, flat,
There you go.
pretty stuff.
Where there are flakes, there's most likely much finer gold that you'll miss with a detector.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
For that, you'll want a dry washer.
All right.
So this is my dry washer. It's a Keen 151. Kind of shakes it down through the screens, and there's a fan in there, and it blows the light stuff.
Setting you back around $2,000, a dry washer is a plant that uses air to separate the gold from the dirt and the gravel, allowing Gary to process more material and find the finer flakes of gold.
Now we got to pan it.
All right. Well, we can do that. I got some water in the truck. You want to pan it down, or you want me to?
You're probably not better.
I don't know if I can get into dry washing. I'm not sure.
Why not?
It's so dusty.
Oh, so dusty.
So dusty. I like water. Nugget
I mean-
hunting, I've done that. That's
Gotta do what you gotta do, though.
true. I'd probably be that way.
What are you gonna do? Haul in a water buffalo up there? I mean,
I don't know, yeah.
All right, I'll give her a shot. I can tell you're passionate about it. You love it, don't you?
I'll buy a new detector, and I'll tell my wife that, look at here, I've paid it off, and she'll say, you haven't paid anything off because you haven't sold your gold.
Yeah, sounds
Matt.
right.
Have a hard time parting with it. I worked too hard to get it.
Isn't that the truth?
Oh, there's a piece. There's, yep.
Nice. We got gold in the pan. There you go. There it's showing up.
Yeah, that was about 5-10 minutes of dry washing.
Quarter gram, maybe. in a quarter yard, $24 a yard maybe. $24 a yard is mineable.
I came in search of nuggets, but it's the fine gold that could pay out big in a location like Gary's. With a $15,000 upgrade in equipment, he has the potential to haul in around 30 grand a month in gold.
It's if there's
sell the claim?
So while that may be true, is there enough ground of that richness to warrant?
Yeah, it's nice to say it like that, but is it like a 3 mile stretch that's rich like that through the whole thing?
Or you have like something of size of a 1 acre plot that has that.
Yeah.
You're gonna run through in a week.
Yeah.
Like that's where your testing comes in to determine if a larger operation is viable or not. But then larger operations also bring in more permitting, more fees, more blah 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 from the government. So yeah.
Man.
That's a pretty good claim, Gary.
Well, I'll go partners.
Okay. If it was me and I owned Gary's claims, I would take a little excavator up there.
Having Dave come up here, it's a confidence builder. To have him say that it's worth buying and means something.
So thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Yep.
What we see now, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, all those towns, all those cities came about because of the spirit of the gold miners that came here. And the people that I've met, they have that same mentality, and there's still gold out here to be found.
Where to now?
There's gold in Montana. No doubt about it, but it's hard to find.
Kobe!
The guys that prospected 150 years ago, they were tough. They had to face a harsh climate and a lot of animals that wanted to eat them. So you really had to know what you're doing.
And 160 years later, it takes more than just courage. You need to go the extra mile with knowledge and good old-fashioned innovation.
Innovation.
But is that the case? Can you still strike your fortune prospecting with old ingenuity just as well as new?
Damn it.
I'm about to test that out in Virginia City, Montana.
So
Home of
confused.
the 1863 Alder Gulch Gold Rush, one of the biggest strikes in U.S. history. In just 3 years, from 1863 to 1866, almost $400 million worth of gold was found here. Around 30,000 residents lived in this small village, which is now a living museum.
Watch your head.
Here, historian Ken Nelson believes you don't need new methods to capture gold.
Rocker box.
He's doing it the old-fashioned way.
So is this an original sluice box? Does it work?
You want to find out?
I do. Let's go.
Okay, let's do it.
I tell you what, I'll put my river sluice against that, see how we do. So, we'll see if we can find some gold.
Absolutely.
Modern-day sluices have the advantage of woven mats to trap the fine gold. So this will be interesting.
Yeah.
It's old
Carpet.
versus new.
It sure traps the fine gold, but so they won't let go of some of it.
I was gonna say.
A lot of those carpets, like they're great at it, but man, you can keep beating that carpet over and over and over. You still get gold and black sand.
Well, even the miner's moss does that, where it holds on to everything inside of it.
Somewhat, but not as bad as some of the carpet stuff.
It's less the gold; it's more the pebbles and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is Alder Creek, right here.
This is the famous Alder Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty antique.
It is, but it's better than panning everything.
I know it, exactly.
Ken's wooden sluice can
Yep.
be made with material you can pick up at any hardware store for just a few dollars.
And this is exactly the same principle. Obviously, we got a little different technology. I've got mats down there so it catches the fine gold.
While my modern-day river sluice set me back a couple $100.
You ready to throw some in?
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
do it.
let's do it.
Let's just see where
Where'd that dirt come
160
from?
years of progress
Yeah.
takes us.
Could only imagine the kind of silt that must have flowed out of this valley
Oh, yeah.
with 10, 20,000 men doing this all day long.
Can you imagine?
You ready to do it?
Roll the rocks up, lift the whole thing out onto dry land.
Well,
He's
I
got the
mine
metal
on
pan,
three there,
too.
So I'm going to start. I got
Yep.
1, 2, 3,
What?
4, 5.
Definitely a pile of pay dirt, though, or whatever. All nice and screened down already. Then again, if they're at some historic area, I guess that's probably why.
Oh, are you talking about that's what they put in there? Like it's salted.
It looked like screen material that may have been salted or something, but they probably did it that way because they're at a historic area where they're not allowed to dig.
You see the old timey guys got one of the metal pans too? Like we picked
I
up.
didn't see that.
Yep.
5, 6, 7,
8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Yep.
13, 14.
15, 16, 17, 18,
Oh, there was 19.
19.
If I got you?
I think you did.
Between us, this old creek just turned up $40 worth of gold.
No, it didn't.
No kidding.
But the
Literally
1860s has got me by one flake.
pile of dirt.
Just goes to show,
There,
when it comes to thinking outside the sluice box, drawing from old techniques is just as valuable as new.
That was
Hey,
1860s
it worked.
technology, 1860s materials.
Yeah.
I got to hand it to you. It worked.
It worked.
I'm impressed. Alder Gulch gold right there.
So far, the people I've met are proof that with good homework and out-of-the-box approach, there's tons of gold left for the taking. Now, I got a call from a prospector whose research tells her she could be sitting on a potentially valuable piece of unmined ground in Montana. The cattle industry in Montana boomed during the 1860s rush.
Boom.
When the easy picking stuff was gone, cattle became the new gold of the West.
People came to this part of the West for the gold, but they kind of stayed for ranching because the grass was so good.
But now, with the cost of cattle ranching rising, some are turning back to gold to pay the bills. And if you can lock down your own ranch land that has never been mined before, you could be on prime ground for a new gold rush.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Are you Hope?
I'm Hope.
Hi, Hope. You ride your horses out to where you're going to go prospect?
Yeah, sometimes it's just the easiest way to get there.
As well as running her ranch, Hope has a history of small-time prospecting and has a hunch her own backyard might just be virgin ground.
I've never prospected here. I've prospected other places, but, you know, I've always kind of wondered what's down here. I love the mystery of it. It's, you know, kind of the last hidden treasure. You'll be riding Buttercup.
What's up, Buttercup?
Yeah, this little girl's a sweetie.
These animals, kind of what made the gold rush. Without animals, without the horses, they couldn't get
donkey.
supplies. So yeah,
He's
these
riding
were
burros
as much
out
a hero
there.
of the gold rush as the men that were there.
The rules of the ranch are, if you ride on the ranch, you wear a helmet.
Do I really have to wear a helmet?
Yeah,
I'm never going to make it in the Westerns wearing this helmet
I know.
and riding a horse named Buttercup.
It's just better to be safe.
First time I've ever taken a horse to go camping.
Not all virgin ground contains gold, so Hope's asked me to evaluate the mining potential. Now, if I can just get Buttercup across the creek.
He's like, no, not going.
Let's go back to the ranch. Come on.
There you go. Good boy. It's a nice little shady spot for him.
Okay.
The first step, find a spot to pan on the river.
Lots of red garnet sand. The old miners probably thought it was rubies.
Yeah, exactly.
Little did they know, it's just garnets. I might try down here where the
Garnet
water
is
kind of slows
ruby.
down.
Is it?
Gold from higher in the mountains is
Basically,
carried
I
in
mean-
streams and river bends.
So they'll have, for different colors of different minerals, they'll have different names for gemstones and stuff. But yeah, pretty sure one of the names, garnet is a ruby. It has to be gem quality, though, and most garnet is not gem quality.
Wait, really? It's literally a ruby?
Yeah. But for it to be a ruby, it has to be gem quality.
If you're still listening, make sure you call him out if he's wrong.
Here's any of my books. Basically, yeah, almandine garnet. Find the very, 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 very high quality ones that aren't fractured and are gem quality, then that would generally be considered a ruby from what I know. But I also don't delve into gems much because they like to just call different things that are different colors a bunch of different names. The same thing that are different colors, different names. That's what they like to do, and it just makes it bleh.
As the current slows in the river bends, heavy gold drops onto the rocky beds. So,
You're on your
that's
own
where we're
property.
starting
Why
our
are
search.
you using a garden trowel and not a
Yeah, I know, right?
Are you a Montana girl?
No, I've been here 10 years.
You know she's got shovels too for horse shit.
What?
So you know she has shovels for horse shit. Like,
I know, right?
It's there. Just use it.
Then lived in Utah.
What brought you to Montana, Hope?
My little boy has autism. So I started looking at all the states around me that had autism insurance, and this area was kind of the closest I could find.
To be near a school, single mom Hope and her 3
Matt.
kids lived in a trailer.
Why didn't your dad move you out to Montana?
I've never heard of autism insurance. But
yeah, me either. But all right.
I don't know either. Yeah, makes sense if it's certain states have it and others don't.
On the banks of a gold-producing river. It was here she started gold hunting, which helped support her family through a difficult time.
We did find about an ounce the first summer. We did sell some to tourists in town, and would buy a pizza here or there. It did also help pay for football things that he needed, or a trip that he needed for some of his things through school. I refused to give up on him.
You got any gold in that one? Come on, Hope. Show me some gold.
Just a little tiny bit right there.
There's 1.
Oh yeah.
2, 3.
See how it glows?
The river is rich with gold, but for bigger returns, Hope would need to get a permit to go deeper.
For me, as a miner, I look at this stream like I could probably make some money at this, right? I could probably make good money. There's gold in there, a couple pans. We're finding gold in every pan. She could be sitting on $1 million.
What was Rookie saying? Was it gold in every pan or flakes in every pan or something?
Something like yeah.
Flakes in every pan. Flakes in every pan.
No, I mean those are decent pans for just taking 2 random pans with little garden trowels.
Yeah. So, he said to dig deeper, you would need permits.
And I'm not sure. I mean, every state's going to have different permits.
Yeah. But I feel like it would be kind of crazy that you can do a garden trowel and not an actual shovel to do panning.
Well, the interesting thing is like in Virginia, for doing geotechnical work, like we'd go out to sites with an excavator and dig 20-foot deep holes. There was no permit required for any of that. They get backfilled right after and stuff, but it's called test pitting. And I don't understand now, like I said, states may be different, but in Virginia, you could go dig a bunch of test pits and pan the bottom of it and then fill the hole back in. I don't understand why you couldn't do that on your own property.
Yeah. And the fish like it because you're kicking up all that old
I'm not
organics.
talking about in the creek. I'm talking about just throughout the floodplain.
Oh, okay.
As soon as you start disturbing creek beds, active stream channels, then you run into a whole bunch of, with heavy equipment, you run into a whole bunch of laws and regulations and things.
I mean, I guess I get it with heavy equipment because, every single one of them is going to leak.
Pretty much. But I was just talking about test pitting in the floodplain.
Gotcha.
And why couldn't you do that? I mean, it's just like digging a big hole and then filling it back in anyways.
Yeah.
Literally, you dig it, get down to the bottom, find the good gravels or whatever, take a couple test pans on the way down, get an idea. It just gives you an idea. There's more structured methods of doing sampling as well, but I mean, it would tell you if there's gold under that floodplain as well. And a farm like that has probably a backhoe or excavator.
Maybe a little bit.
Probably.
Coming up, I meet a band of brothers
It's got riffles inside the riffles. It's pretty incredible.
using innovation to get rich.
Oh, my goodness.
On a beer.
Blood Madness new.
Let's review that one.
Stream on Max.
If you want to mine in the northern region that was once the Idaho territory, you need patience, determination, and more importantly, ingenuity to get your gold.
Ingenuity.
I'm always excited about new technology, a better way to mine, a better way to find gold, you know, and that's how you get an edge over the next miner down the stream.
To witness some good research and outside-the-box thinking firsthand, I'm in Clearwater, Montana, where I tracked down a group of prospectors called the Blackfoot River Prospecting Club.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, good morning, Dave.
Good morning.
Alan Robertson is the club founder and president.
You got quite a few guys up here.
Yeah, there's probably 75 members.
I heard his name too.
And what's the name of this creek?
This is Poor Man's Creek.
Poor Man's Creek?
Poor Man's Creek.
I don't want anything to do with it.
So this
Rip
was
Van
dredged
Creek.
sometime in the 30s, 40s.
Why are you guys working here?
Obviously, they weren't very great at catching all the gold. The gold is real coarse up here.
Yeah.
This was an old stream bed at one time.
At one time, there had to have been water coming down this, though,
Correct.
in order for them to be sluicing, ground sluicing and stuff.
Right.
They worked a lot here, so there's some gold here.
There is some gold.
Doing your research for ground that miners have worked before is a great way to find gold. And Alan's band of innovators are using new technology to catch what these old-timers left behind.
Nick? Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nick's been mining every summer for 3 years after he was laid off during the pandemic.
Is this homemade?
Yeah, I just took leftover parts from when I was in commercial construction and pieced it together.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I love this kind of stuff. Got a little electric motor.
It's a windshield wiper motor.
Those are very
It drives it
commonly
great.
used for little homemade trommels and stuff. Marshall's little trommel that he has used windshield wiper motors. Most of them do.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, this is the windshield wiper motor right here.
Huh.
And just 5-gallon buckets. Whoop. They hit the wrong thing.
Over parts from when I was in commercial construction.
Jeez.
Pieced it together.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I love this kind of stuff. Got a little electric motor.
It's a windshield wiper motor.
I love
It
it.
drives it great.
Using
Doing
two
ours.
$10 buckets, scrap metal sheeting, and $15 of PVC pipe,
That is a lot more than $15
Nick has
of
created a spinning
PVC pipe currently.
Well, yeah, it's like $50 in PVC pipe right now.
PVC pipe is ridiculously expensive now.
Actually, I was gonna say that. Well, he also said it was leftover stuff from a construction job, so he
okay,
just
that helps. Yeah.
yeah,
Like
he was just
everybody
stealing from
knew.
work. Yeah, new. You know, $50 is probably an underestimate because just one of those elbows is running like $3-4.
Yep. I just had to buy a couple couplings and elbows and stuff, and they're like $3-4 a piece. I'm like, shit. I thought they used to be like 98 cents a piece.
Yeah, yep. Thanks a lot, somebody.
Yep.
trommel that washes the dirt and sends the finer material and gold to be caught in the sluice. Where there's a gold catching mat I've never seen before.
It's got extra riffles inside the riffles. Wow. It's pretty incredible.
Nick's silicone mat has a variety of indentations designed to trap even the smallest specks of gold.
Don't like that.
You getting
color.
much gold?
It's flashy.
It's very fleshy.
That's all just from up here.
Not far from Nick is another one-man enterprise.
Good.
I'm Dave.
Turn. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Oh, I know that
That's
setup.
gold.
And Kevin's using the same silicone sluice mats.
98, if not 100% of my gold is going to be in this top mat. That's how efficient these are.
Where'd you get the silicone mats?
I know a guy.
Dark Horse Allen, a.k.a. the master inventor.
Well, hello and welcome. I just kind of threw this together I could do a lot
That's
with
where I know him.
connectors and things like that. 4 years ago, somebody sent me a 3D printed mold and wanted to see if I could get a silicone mat out of it. So I tried it, it worked. Silicone is very hydrophobic, it pushes water away. Gold is the same way. When those two surfaces come together, they like to clean.
Do you think you're capturing more gold?
I do. It's probably 30% more.
I like it.
The silicone mats.
30% more than what?
Then something that wouldn't be silicone. What else they use? Rubber?
The stock mat. The thing is I've seen. So Brian Wilder of American Gold Prospectors up in Nome, Alaska, they ran 25 ounces through the gold cube. And then he went and reran those tailings, and the tailings had like 1.8 grams. Which, when calculated out, is like a
acceptable
loss, or a capture rate of 99.8%.
Yeah.
That's the stock gold cube mat that they're then replacing the mats of. That's a hard number to improve upon.
Yeah.
99.8, so I'm not sure where they're saying 30% better of what. Like,
no.
Because that's a lot of 25 ounces. I mean, I think they were more than 4 stacks, but they had to be with that much gold. It just fills the tray. Like, there's
I was
no
gonna say
catches. It's full. So, I don't know.
If they try them, people are like, oh, I'm catching more gold. They work great, which is a little humbling. I don't know. They work.
How many ounces you got here, you think?
There's
This also comes to the crux of some of the dream mat stuff. Is like, they'll put a new mat in, and all of a sudden they'll be like, oh, I'm catching more gold. But you're like, what's your metric here? Like, just because one day you caught more than the other day, like, okay. I'm not going to delve into that.
Yeah, don't get too fired up. We haven't made that video yet.
No actual testing of any sort. Like,
wait.
I mean, it's not saying they're not, but like when you just say, oh, I caught more gold one day than this day, so this mat's better. Like, the ground changes so much. And just even your production each day can change so much.
Matt's already getting fired up. We haven't even shot that video yet, but it might play before this.
Good group of guys.
There'll be a lot of those
happy.
videos.
It's like a family. They're after the gold. They see it.
Data. I need
they
data,
enjoy
data,
it,
data.
And there's a very respectful gold fever here. That might be called poor man's creek, but these guys, they're rich. There was gold here, and plenty of it. So it's pretty exciting. I like it here. I'm really impressed with Alan Robertson. I think he's got some potential. He's got some great ideas, and I think those mats would work on a large scale.
This is a fortunate meeting. I've been working on an idea of my own, and
Oh, boy.
Alan might be just the guy to partner up with.
Who knows? Maybe between Alan and I, we can design something that helps people out, and it might help us find some more gold.
So, I'm heading to Alan's workshop to take a look at his operation.
All right, you got to show me where you're inventing this stuff.
All right.
Oh, wow.
There we go. This is printing one of the sections for the hobby miner sluice box.
Okay.
Yep, you heard right. Alan is 3D printing an entire sluice box.
You have a spool of filament up there.
Okay.
Goes through that tube onto a hot end, which melts it and just prints each layer as it goes.
No, that's pretty cool, man.
With basic models starting at just a few $100, you can create virtually anything with a 3D printer. After designing the object on a computer,
Tell he's using
it's fed to the printer.
filament.
What? Why can you tell that?
It was stringy.
Oh, okay.
I don't have anything 3D printed right now, actually, here. Look! 3D printed stuff that I designed, too.
Oh, finally.
Our gold pans.
Yeah, you should probably have about 1,000 of those done right now.
So the thing is I also printed in PETG primarily for a lot of those, and when I switched to the new printer is not like PETG. It is not printing them clean.
No, that's not good.
I'm having issues with it. The old printer had a hot end go out, and I have still not got around to replacing it. That was printing them so good. Then, yep, header box for the La Trappe. This one's kind of a failed design. The water is coming out a little harder than I liked, but you know, you go through a lot of iterations of stuff. But no, that's I've also seen a lot of his stuff because he does the 3D printing of prospecting things.
Gotcha.
Which breaks down the design into layers, slowly creating the whole object bit by bit.
Bit by bit.
The finished product is pretty impressive.
This
You got a beer holder.
3D printed, all-in-one hobby miner sluice box.
My goodness, that's pretty cool. This is kind of built in pieces and then assembled?
Yes.
You've captured gold with this, and you believe
Absolutely.
in it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Time to pitch Alan my pan idea.
Our basic tool of all miners is the pan. Have you ever thought of designing a new pan?
Worth a shot?
Why, yes.
I like it.
I have.
Coming up, I try my hand
Oh, it's
at
beautiful.
inventing a new type of pan.
I think that's a pretty good idea.
But will it work?
The moment of truth.
I'm in Montana, formerly part of the Idaho territories, with inventor Alan Robertson, who's using amazing innovation to get on the gold.
Have you ever thought of designing a new pan?
I've thought about it.
Because I've got kind of some ideas.
I'm using his skills to help me create a one-of-a-kind prospecting pan.
Oh boy.
To catch super fine gold.
I'm looking at the top view, right?
Right.
And it's like
Right.
this.
So you would basically spread out the material instead of grouping it all in a round pan. And what if we went ahead and put in...
I mean, it's kind of... Where's that one at?
The La Trappe.
There's that one. Where is... We need to actually play with that one. Where is it?
I got my La Trappe one sitting over
Go grab it.
there.
Mine's full of stuff.
I mean, mine's full of stuff too. It makes for a good holding thing.
I know, right? That's what they get you. Because I mean, it's not completely dissimilar. This is a different take on it. What was that? Yeah, what do you got in yours?
What? This one's a little bit bigger than yours, though.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a similar-ish take to what he's talking about. This is a little bit different in that it's rounded on this edge, kind of flat on these edges. So I mean, like, there's like 100 gabillion different pan designs out there.
Oh, how many was that?
100 bagillion. We do need to take the La Trappe pan so we can actually play with them.
All right, I'll bring it.
Keep forgetting.
Like one of those silicone
It's on my
mats
pile of
right
shit.
in that flat spot.
If that gold does stick to the silicone, I think that's a pretty good idea. So, I tell you what, if this is successful, I want to call it the Montana Allen pan. What do you think?
The Montana silicone pan?
And then what if it doesn't work?
How about the Dave pan?
The Dave pan. The Dave failure pan. The Phil. All right, well, keep thinking about the name. Okay?
Okay.
12 hours later, I'm back at the Blackfoot River claim to test the result of Alan's handiwork.
Hey, there you go. Just
There
like we
are.
drew it. Nice job.
We got the silicone mat to catch all the super fine gold.
That should work. I like it,
In
man.
theory, it should.
The moment of truth.
Is that Matt?
Let's hope there's some gold.
Isn't that kind of like was it Gold Claw? Is that the one that had the funky kind of shape?
The gold claw is similar-ish too. Yeah, it's got the really weird shape. I have it in the garage.
Okay, but yeah, it was something kind of like that.
I mean, you can pan with a Chinese wok.
That was our first iteration, Matt.
You can pan with almost anything. And how effective each one is, I don't know. They're kind of hard to test in that way. Because so much of it comes down to individual technique and all that, too.
Maybe we should start doing videos of that where we pan with household shit.
What can we... Yeah,
like here's my coffee mug.
Random panning.
Random panning. There you go, yeah.
Gold in there. Otherwise, we're going to be disappointed.
My theory is that the flat side of this pan, along with its silicone strip,
it's kind
will
of
attract the gold more easily, making the panning process much quicker. But will it work? The proof is in the pan.
Starting to see some heavy show up.
Yeah.
Look.
Hey, there you go. There's a nice piece of gold. Staying right where you want it, too. It's comfortable, lightweight. It spreads it out for you so you can see it a little bit better. It works!
Hey.
Bada, bada, boom.
The concept was exactly what I was thinking. So it worked very well. Now get this gold out of here.
Get it out of there.
There we go. Dave Turner, Alan Robertson pan.
It's the first time I've ever had my name on anything.
There you go.
Redesigning the gold industry, one pan at a time.
Other people also like to
You can
stamp their
take
names in the
this
bottom.
technology at this scale and you take it to
Pull it
what I'm
back.
used
There you
to,
go, Alan
and I really
Trees.
believe this could be the pan of the future.
This one just says La
160
Trappe.
years ago,
What?
people risked their life.
I said, this one just says La Trappe.
Yeah. That La Trappe pan, like, I have not seen anybody use those, really. Which is interesting. They might not be sold anymore, I'm not even sure.
I mean, this one's pretty old looking. All right, so, hey, predictions real quick. Is he going to go through and do the, like, the after-action report on people or save somebody? Yeah, the updates. Or is he going to save that lady's farm or something or whatever that was? Or
He might do an update, yeah, and so that would be a good one to do an update on. So, I don't know, we'll see. Where did the La Trappe pans come from again?
It says Canada on it.
No, where did you get it from?
That's the only thing that survived from
That's
that
what I thought. I
hellhole
thought that was somehow the only thing that made it back.
on the shitty part of the country over there that I refuse to say and I will never step foot on again.
Sorry, Dan. Sorry. Where you live. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, how did he get those back? Why were those not? Because you went back to his house. That's why.
Yeah, because afterwards he felt bad, so he gave me, what, two of those, so you got one.
2 gold pans out of everything now.
I was like, cool, these are the most expensive gold pans ever.
Lives in pursuit of getting gold in the backyard of the Idaho Territory.
The characteristics they had were persistence and patience, and they worked their butts off.
Those things still ring true today, and it's as tough as ever to find the gold that was left behind.
The people that I've met, they're tough.
For an update?
They're smart. They're innovative.
Don't look like it.
They have persistence. They stay at it. They don't give up.
There's still big gold to be found here. And with a little bit of pioneer spirit, you can find it too. Now, it's wheels up to show you how and where to hunt for gold in another corner of America's backyard.
Hi, I'm Paula Reed in New York for the Trump.
Where a global conflict took its toll on the nation.
This is where the Great War was fought in the United States. This was the battlefield.
A dilapidated Colorado homestead.
Just give it a second. Hold on. I want to watch this. I want to see
I don't know what this is.
To survive, they turned to infiltration and espionage.
And a forgotten Florida venue, which hosted a galaxy of...
Matt, nobody's watching this late in the video anyway. Keep playing. I want to see this.
stars.
There was one blind piano-playing teenager who would change the musical landscape.
scattered across the United States are abandoned structures and those who know their
Abandoned
stories.
America.
Okay.
These forgotten ruins reveal the past of this land.
The hell was that? Okay, you know, I mean, I'm liking it so far.
I'm like, let's do that too. Okay, yeah.
If you actually watched this far in the video, let us know.
Yeah, let us drop a comment in the lines below if you.
There's no way. Matt will send you a sticker or something.
We do need to. We do need to order some more stickers and stuff.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be the worst idea.
And we need to do T-shirts finally too, Nick. When are you gonna get the T-shirts done?
I've got a white T-shirt
We're
already.
going on dates at night, Nick, and actually do something.
Hey, it's either that or I marry you. And
Yeah.
you're already married, so.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry, I'm gonna get some pigs in the backyard. We can take care of her. So this is what, like the second or third episode where they didn't have the follow-ups.
Yeah, no updates.
Yep. I honestly thought there was going to be a little bit of like he was going to do one of his charity cases in this one too. Like it kind of felt like he was setting up for it, but
Well, I mean, I don't know. I
don't know.
You can pull those out on any of them pretty much, but
Yeah, I guess, but
it was a good episode, I thought. I don't know, for how big and how rich that whole area is, though, because it was like covering the entire state of Idaho.
well, it was Idaho, Montana, and what was the other one?
Wyoming.
Did he actually go to Wyoming or just Idaho, Montana though?
Just Idaho and Montana.
Okay.
Like, I feel like
you should have talked to
there's
Alan
so
too.
much
Yeah, I know.
more in that whole area that I'm hoping when they do a second season that it will be revisited because, I mean, as far as gold goes, that area is absolutely massive.
He should probably contact Charles because he has the most innovative way to get up and down the river.
Rubber dinghy.
He might as well be on a damn inflatable goose.
Charles is hardcore.
Man, that dredge just like
he just like pitches an anchor out the back, goes diving in. That dredge is just like doing whirly birds out in the river as he's down there crawling.
Nah, thank you, man. Whew, that guy, he got a screw or two loose in there.
He is hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to talk about a hardcore dredger? There's your man.
In some scary-ish water as it was, that had not the greatest. It had visibility that day, but still not great visibility.
No, it wasn't like the next day when I actually dove there, and I had to warm up my beer jacket so I could go walking down there.
Yeah, it was that was a little crazy. After we almost wrecked on the way down too.
No,
it wasn't.
After you almost wrecked, because you don't know how to navigate a river like this guy.
You'd have had us out in the fast water getting flipped over again.
I would have gone over the big rapids there, and I would just gunned it, and you skim over the top, so it's like, yep, you don't hit any rocks there.
Sure, those are some big rollers. But no, decent episode. Like I said, they definitely could have. I hope in the future they flesh that whole area out more because there's a lot there.
But I mean that's the problem is like any state you're going to be able to break it up into like 20, 30, 90 different sections, and there's people doing good things
that
everywhere.
Area once again encompasses, like if you go back east, that covers the area of like Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, probably. Like, you're talking absolutely huge.
Well, and think about Virginia. How many dredgers do you know in Virginia, Matt?
Well, that's one of the smaller ones for it, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying is just in Virginia. I mean, what, a couple hundred?
No, not even that.
With CBGP?
Yeah, like 50 maybe.
Well, out of the ones that are in there, yeah, I'm gonna guess, but
50 to 100 active dredgers, maybe in the state of Virginia, maybe.
And how many of them would at least be interesting on a TV show? And I say at least be interesting because I'm
They
thinking
would all
of...
be it. Think of all the dredgers you've met, Nick. Which one of them is not interesting?
I know, right? Oh, Dave's going to show up with some cayenne pepper, and I know exactly who's coming out of the woodwork, man.
They're all a little crazy. We're all a little crazy.
So I mean, you take a look at that, and like that's just Virginia, and that's a smaller dredging community. I'm assuming North Carolina and South Carolina is bigger.
Or larger, yeah.
Georgia.
It's harder to tell in some ways because it's a lot of it be considered like private property.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking out west. Well, not dredgers, but prospectors. Yeah.
But worse regulations in a lot of cases, at least for dredging.
Yeah, so instead of dredgers, we're talking prospectors.
One thing is also with this episode, there was no dredging at all.
Well, we had dry washing, we had panning, with a
river sluicing slightly, even though that was with some sort of pay dirt.
And then the one guy with the super soaker thing.
Yeah, so they were.
I know you could dredge in Idaho, so how do you do Idaho and not do dredging?
You can dredge in Montana too. I just think you're limited to 3-inch. I'm not sure. Montana might be a 3 or 4-inch limitation.
3-inch means I have to use the 2.5 again.
Yeah. But like, yeah, so there wasn't even really high banking. There was a little bit of high banking. No sniping, no dredging, no any of that, but
just the super soaker thing, the suction thing.
Yeah. Like you said, it just depends probably on how many people they had. So they didn't have enough to do a singular state. They had to group it into the Idaho territory because they didn't have enough people, probably.
I mean, it's like we've met a couple people in Idaho that if Discovery or Dave was to contact them, would they say no?
Probably not.
That they would say no to him?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. That's what I'm wondering. You think Charles would have said no?
Probably.
You think so? He'd be like, you'll probably die with me, so you probably shouldn't.
Yeah, he probably would have said no. Most of the other guys would have said no.
Okay. I mean, I guess there's that, too.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Decent episodes. Not one of the best of them so far, but I don't know. Are we going to have to do an episode ranking at some point? That's going to be difficult. I don't remember half of them.
That's going to be the problem is we're going to have to go back and, like, rewatch it.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult.
Yeah, especially with your voice. I will say I think the series started off stronger.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, the last episode 6 was one of my favorites, though.
Was it?
Carolina Rare Gold?
Oh, what was the one with the blanket dude? That was 5.
That was 5.
Okay, yeah. That was one of my least favorite ones.
That was a weaker one, yeah.
That was, yeah. Not because of the Native American blanket thing, because I was like, really? I'm like, I guess it works. Never would have thought of it. But that was definitely one of the weaker episodes. You're right.
Yeah.
But again, are we biased and we're more East Coast, even though we have experience out West?
See, that I probably would have liked this episode more if they're like, oh, here we are on the Salmon River or the South Fork of the Payette or something like that, like a place
that's a good point, yeah.
Always makes me like it more when it's a place that I've been or know. I mean, I haven't really interacted. I know of some of those people in this episode, but I've never really interacted with them.
Start being more friendly, Matt, because you know it's not going to be me.
You don't interact with anybody, Nick. You're just like some random dude who goes out prospecting with me. You're not like part of the community.
Yep. And then somebody sends me a friend request, and I ignore it for 4 years, and they get pissed about it.
Pretty much. Tom or Willie or somebody.
Yeah.
So, well, if you like this type of stuff and you made it this far, then actually tell us something too, and maybe we'll send you a gold pan.
There you go. Yeah, you made it this far, you get a gold pan.
Yeah, if you made it this far and you enjoy this type of stuff, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll be back for the last episode, episode 8.
That's right. We got one more to go.
Yep, one more to go.
Which we are filming tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, you said we could film tomorrow.
Yep, because Artie is going through, what is it? Ovary surgery? Spayed. She's getting spayed.
Yeah, she's getting spayed.
So I gotta sit here and stare at my dog.
Yep.
This is gonna be interesting. I think she gets the cone of shame too.
Yeah, probably 100%. Yeah.
There's a very good possibility she looks like the Demogorgon when I show up for dredging this week.
Probably so. But okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, worms, we will catch you on the flippity flap.